up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, the best place for singles who are ready to find love. In today's video, I want to talk to you about how to create your relationship checklist. But before we get started, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please hit the subscribe button and the bell button right beside it so that you get notifications every single time we post a video. I believe that it is very wise to create a list of things that are very important to you. Things that if you don't have them, they are deal breakers. You don't want to live without this. It lines up with your preferences, with what's appealing to you, all of that. I think the easiest way to make a list is to break it down into sections so that you can reflect upon what is it that you feel like is necessary for you. So the next one is character. This one is very, very important because character is essentially who we are. It's how we're made up. Whether that is our disposition that we came with naturally or what we've learned. Either way, it's a part of who we are and it is the essence of who we are. So this is like absolutely important. So for this, you're looking for things that are generally good character traits and also the things that are like necessary for you. I'll also add that some of these are just red flags. You're looking for red flags in their character. So the emotional parts of that is, things like, are they thoughtful, kind, loving, considerate? Are these a part of who they are naturally? These things are what makes it easy to live with someone. So you can definitely determine if you need to not include these in your list, but I think it's easier to live with somebody who is considerate and thoughtful and kind. So you can add to that, honesty is a good character trait to put on your list. That way you're not trying to figure out when you're getting the truth or not. Some other critical ones are things like integrity, are they hardworking, are they trustworthy? Some major red flags are violent, spiteful, possessive, unkind, like really mean. Are they angry or bad-tempered? Are they stubborn? And I'm saying these in a negative because, the opposite of the negative is a positive. So if they don't have the negative trait and they have the positive one, you're good, right? But these are ones that usually we have to look out for. Are they proud and arrogant? Are they a liar? Are they vulgar? There's some people, you can get into an argument with them and they just take it to another level of vulgarity. Like they can't just say, I'm upset with you or I don't like what you did. They have to start like straight up cussing you in the most nasty ways possible. Look for that. Are they impatient? Are they distrustful? Will they choose not to trust you just because they have their own issues usually is the cause, but they're putting that on you, and now you have to jump through hoops to earn their trust when you came good in the first place? Are they warm and affectionate, or are they apathetic? You can't get any real sweet emotion out of this person, just kind of like, yeah. Are they hostile? Are they disrespectful? Are they somebody who's fearful? This one may seem like, why is it on the list? But think about it. It takes courage to do most things in life. You want to start a business, it's going to take some level of courage. You want to go back to school to raise children, it's going to take some level of courage. If you're the one who has to always step up and have a backbone and say, hey, let's step forward and do this by faith, that might be something challenging to live with. Do they have a rough attitude? Are they disloyal? Are they a miser? Like, are they generous or are they a miser? Because miserly people, whoo. And the flip side of that, are they somebody who could live contentedly with the means that they have, even as they maybe strive for better? Or are they someone who is driven by greed and will do anything, legal or illegal, moral or immoral to acquire things that they think they should have or they're entitled to. They'll rob a bank, they'll do some drugs because they want to live a certain standard of life. So consider some of those. I mean, you can add other things to your list too, but definitely you need to be looking at these things, looking at them as red flags, because if your life is tied to somebody, you are going to inherit the opportunity to pay some bail, to stay up at night, all kinds of things. Next, we're going to look at finances. Most of us have some idea of the kind of life that we want to live, whatever that looks like. And so you definitely want to include the financial aspect to your list. Is it important to you that you share your finances, or are they separate and you're each assigning bills to each other? Whatever is your thing, whatever it is that you feel like you can live with. This one is really important because we know that finances and the way people handle finances can mess up a relationship in a hurry. Are you okay with that? Are you somebody who thinks that, living paycheck to paycheck is okay and you've accepted that as your lot in life, versus wanting to learn better financial strategies and moving in that direction? I'm not saying these as absolutes. I'm saying you have to look at how you currently handle your finances and whether there are things in there that you want to change and what's important about that. There are couples that they don't even share with each other what they make. They just decide ahead of time, you know what, you take care of the gas bill, you take care of the phone bill. We split the mortgage or the rent in two, and the sum total of that is the only thing. Like, each person pays those bills and that's it. They don't even know what's going on either side in regards to their money. You have to decide if that's what marriage looks like to you. From here, we can look at like shared goals or lifestyle or life purpose, whether that's aligned. So this is where you're looking at things like, do you want kids? How many kids do you want? Lifestyle are you looking for? How many vacations and how often do you want to take them? To what locations? Maybe sometimes it's very specific for some people. Do you want to own a business, multiple businesses, properties? Your expectations of how you get there. These things need to be on your list, because if you meet someone and just the simplest of them all, you could allow yourself to fall for them and then you find out that they don't even want kids. That's heartbreaking, because maybe it's something that you have looked forward to your entire life, and that's a deal breaker for you. And yes, we know that you could adopt or whatever, but what if the person is not even open to adoption? Again, that's something that you need to put on your list. Next, we're talking about spirituality. Now, as you're making your list in this area, you have to determine what is important to you. I've seen people make mention of the fact that, they want somebody who worships a certain way, or they preach a certain way, or they speak in tongues with a certain amount of whatever. You know what? If that's really important to you, write it down. But the fact of the matter is, when it comes to spirituality, there are some things that are between the individual and God. And worship is one of those things. You can't know what is prompting someone's worship. You can't know why they're worshiping that way. Hey, we're all human beings. Sometimes people are very vibrant and exuberant in their worship because they got a new car and they're excited. And while we give thanks to God for everything, I'd say some things that are critical that I've learned is, what does that person's worship look like when they're down? When they are down, when things are not going well for them, what does their worship look like? That's an important time that you can use the worship as a barometer. Outside of that, that's their devotion to God. So it really has nothing to do with you, and people can fake it. Let's face it. I think regardless of whatever your stance on faith is, a good thing to do as you're creating your list around spirituality is not what people profess, but what they live. So anyone can profess to be a Christian. Anyone can profess to believe, you know, in certain morals and virtues and whatever the tenets of the faith are. But what are they living? What does their life look like? That's what you have to. That's the only thing that you can look at by their fruit, right? That's the only thing that you can look at. That's what you have to go by. Are they honest as opposed to a liar? Are they, a gossip? Are they backbiting? Are they someone who is compassionate towards others? Some of these might cross over from your list about, character traits, obviously. But as you're making your list, go through and see the things that are specific to, if this person shares the same faith as I, what should their life look like? And when you meet someone, base your decision upon that. Now, sometimes people are going through things, they haven't overcome a certain area, they haven't been delivered from certain things. That's fine. Maybe that's when you look at it and you say, okay, you know what? There's things that I know about this person that makes them seem like a nice person, but for their own good and for my own good also, for them to get a chance to grow in their faith, leave them alone for a time and allow them to grow. Because when they grow and they get to know God better, it'll be better for you if you end up in a relationship with them anyhow. Well, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Go ahead and create your relationship checklist. Let me know below how it goes, if it was a pleasant experience, if you had a difficult time doing that. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Now, have yourself a great day. Love yourself, love others, and be blessed.